Right, Owen, can you tell me your full name
Owen Spencer Martin.
and what year were you born?
1/1/30
And where was that?
at Haverhill.
Haverhill. In the town itself?
Well, we went, yes, near the town hall.
Near the town hall.
Because Mum went there to have me, she went back home again to have me.
Oh, I see. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, one brother and one sister.
My mother. And what did your dad do for a living?
He was an agricultural horseman.
Yeah, huh? And was it a farmhouse or a tied cottage you lived in?
Well, we lived in 2 or 3 tied cottages, all
Yeah.
tied, of course.
Yeah, yeah. And your mum, did she have to, apart from doing the household work, did she have to help on the farm at all?
No.
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 When she was a girl, she worked at Gertines in Haverhill,
Yeah, yeah.
the clothing factory.
Yeah. And what sort of accommodation was it? Did you have, how many bedrooms you have?
Varied, tied houses, you see, you don't get no choice.
No. What about toilets? You have to go outside the toilet though?
Oh, always outside.
Yeah.
We never had a toilet inside.
Do you have electricity?
No,
No. Gas?
no.
And how did you live?
Paraffin,
Paraffin?
yes.
And
And
what's
2 places we had to cart all the water from a ditch
Did you?
to where we,
from a ditch?
from a ditch, yes.
Your mother had to boil it all.
Oh no, we didn't boil it all, no, we didn't take a minute of trouble. I sank a tea chest in this ditch
Yeah.
and we had to go down and get the water, and plenty of times there was frog spawn in the tea chest as well. So we took it home and I don't remember Mum boiling it.
And how did your mum do cooking?
She's a Chelmsford Bell range
Oh yeah.
and also a paraffin heater.
Uh-huh. What, she'd burn wood or coal on the range?
We burnt a lot of wood.
A lot of wood,
Yeah,
yeah.
on a farm, you see, you got plenty of wood.
Yeah. And do you remember what your granddad did?
My granddad, he was a dayman on a farm in Haverhill,
Yeah.
in Great Ratton.
You remember him, do you?
Yes, I remember him, whole farm he worked on, Great Ratton.
And you have any uncles or?
I don't, my uncle, one of my uncles, he went in the police force, he got fed up with farm work,
Oh yeah.
and he joined the police force.
And your grandmother, was she a local girl?
Yes, she was a Great Ratton girl as well.
Yeah.
Her name was Gertine Joe, wasn't it? Gertine.
Yeah, Isabel.
Isabel.
Now where did you go to school?
We started going to school at Gristed Green.
Oh, Gristed Green.
Yes.
That's a long way from Haverhill.
Yeah, Mum and Dad, they moved over to Essex because you got about £2 a week more if you're a horseman than what you did in Suffolk.
And how much was that, do you think? How much altogether a week was he getting?
Well, got to about £182, I reckon.
Oh. And did you have to go to work at all when you were out of school hours?
No, when I first went to school,
Yeah.
we lived at Ward's Farm, which was a fair way from Gristed Green.
Yeah.
And Mum, she had to take the 2 children, brother and sister, and myself up to Gristed Green
Yes.
every afternoon
Yeah.
and wait for me to have the lessons.
Yeah.
They used to come back and walk all the way back home again.
Oh dear.
A very trying thing for a woman to do, wasn't it?
How far was that?
Oh, it was a couple of miles, I reckon,
Oh,
from Ward's Farm to Gristed Green.
God, yeah, dear.
So we done that for a tiny while.
Yeah. And did you? What age did you leave school?
I left school when I was 13.
13.
Yes,
God, what year was that then?
1943.
Did you really? And
Yeah.
what's your first job?
I went from school to the odd job man with a horse and cart on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
So I went from school and I was a very big man on the farm because I relied on the odd job boy for all the bits and pieces.
Was it the same farm as your dad?
Yes,
What?
Gatehouse Farm.
He got you. I see. He got you at Colkershaw.
At Cogswell, yes.
I
yes.
see. So you lived at Grinstead and worked at the gatehouse?
No, we lived at Gristed Green.
Yeah.
Then we moved from there to Wells's farm in Gosfield.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved from there to Aylett's farm
Yeah.
at Penny Potts.
So your dad moved for a better job, for a bit more
Yeah,
income?
they always moved around those days, always
Yeah,
did.
all the time.
Then we moved from there up to Stock Street,
Yeah. Oh, Stock Street.
Fairleys.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And he didn't like there because the horses that he had take them to Trotter's Rest and he would have them back to try and get some more work out of them.
Yeah.
And that was cruel.
Yeah.
So he didn't stop there long. Then he had a vacancy at Gatehouse because Bill Colan,
Yeah.
he got ulcers on his legs and he couldn't walk.
Mhm.
So then we moved, Well, actually, we moved to Queen Street for 9 weeks
Yes.
because Cradle House was being renovated.
Yeah.
So we had 9 weeks at number 9 Gardens Road.
Well, you certainly moved around.
Yes.
So what did your dad do then?
It's been horseman all the time.
All the time?
He had to walk from Queen Street every morning up to Cradle House to tend the horses.
I see. And what, did he retire eventually?
He retired when he was 65, yes.
65.
Oh, just before he was 65.
Yeah. Now when you were at school at Grinstead, did you come to Cockershaw schools at all?
No, we went to Gosfield School
Gosfield.
near the park.
Did you have any friends at the school?
Not really, no. Then we moved. Then we went to House of Trinity Church,
Yes.
House of Trinity School
Yeah.
in Cockershaw.
And did you get up to any pranks at all out of school?
Anyway,
Get up into any pranks? Up to any
oh,
mischief?
we always did, yes.
Well,
Always
what sort of things did you do?
I did, tell you some of them. No, we were quite well behaved in those days.
Yeah.
We had to be, you see, because Dad lived in a tied house.
Oh yes.
And you see, anything went wrong, you got to find a new job, you got to
Yes.
find a new house, and you
Yeah.
got to find a new school, all
Yeah.
within 1 week.
Yes.
You see, you go a week notice either way, and that was standard.
Yes.
There ain't no choice, otherwise all your furniture went out the door.
God, yeah.
There's no choice in them days.
So when the cold weather was here, you had a long walk in the cold to school.
We always did walk to school. We used to walk from Penny Potts down to House of Trinity School,
Yes.
all along that main road. There's no
Yeah.
pavements there, was there?
When you're in the tide cottages, you had to get the water from the ditch.
Yeah, we had 2 places to get water in the ditch. When we came to Stock Street, the water was laid on.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, that was luxury then.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Another place we went to, had to get us from a well.
Yes.
And wind a bucket in the well every time,
Yes.
and then haul her up.
Did you have to do that?
Yes, just take it home, yes.
What else did you do to help your mother? Anything?
Oh, we always had a lot to cover 5 every Monday morning.
Yeah.
We used to do the daily wash or the weekly wash.
Yeah.
See, 5 hours, there's a lot of washing, wasn't there?
Yeah. Did your dad keep any livestock of his own?
No.
Did he keep chickens, anything like that?
Oh, we had chickens, that's all. Yes,
That's all.
We didn't have no pigs or anything like that.
Did you go poaching?
Yes, we did. During the wartime, it was a luxury to get a rabbit, you know.
Oh, that's right. That's
The
right.
meat ration was nothing, was it?
So remember the air base being built at Marks Hall?
Oh, well, remember that. We saw it being built. Dad used to take us up there and watch it being built.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went up there and saw the big old crawlers working on the runways.
Yes. Yeah.
We saw the first aeroplane come down. That was a Spitfire.
Oh, yeah.
He came down there because he got into trouble.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the first aeroplane to land up there.
What about any other? Did you remember any bombing here at all? Or?
Oh yes. If I tell the story about the landmine for the Cradle House, it'll take you half an hour to record that.
Yes.
Do you want to hear it?
Oh.
Oh,
Whereabouts did it come down now?
just behind Cradle House,
Yeah, again, yes.
and the crate was still there.
It's still there, is
It's
it?
still there, a huge thing.
Didn't damage any property?
No, because it broke away from the parachute,
Yes.
and instead of hitting the ground and exploding, it went in the ground before it
Yes.
exploded.
Yes.
And it went in the ground where it was a very wet place, you see, and it went in a long way before it exploded.
I think
I'll tell you the story if you like. Dad was standing outside because the Cradle House, we never hardly ever used to hear the siren, you see,
Yeah.
unless the wind was from the south. So Dad very often used to go outside and have a walk around and see what it was about.
Yes.
And he called at the window one day and said, "Come out." He said, "I think there's an aeroplane
Yeah.
crashed in the field behind the house."
Yes.
So we piled out onto the doorstep, and so as we got on the doorstep, there was this massive explosion.
Mm.
And it just seems as if just like a volcano going from the earth straight
Yes.
up to heaven. Oh, that was ever so terrifying. It was just one huge pillar of fire.
Mm-hmm.
And we stood there, and after it had gone a few seconds, it was quiet.
Yes.
And then we started hearing these whistling things coming down to, all around us,
Yes.
and hit the ground with a big thud.
Yes.
And there were scores of them coming all around us.
Mm.
And what they were the pieces of clay that the landmine had blown up in the air.
Extraordinary.
And they came down, and they went in the ground about 2 foot,
Yes.
all around the house.
Mm.
And we were terrified in Cradle House. There's nobody else down there. And Mum
Did they
and
hit
Dad
the house at all? Bits of clay?
No. I didn't hit the house, but Dad went and looked at the horses because they were in the stables down there, you see, and there's no
Mhm.
damage in the stables. So we said, well, let's walk up to the gatehouse and see if any boys have been up there. Because Mr. Root lived up there, you see, and a bloke named Gordon Scott.
Yeah.
And as we were going up the road to the gatehouse, we heard this rushing water coming down the pathway.
Oh, yeah.
and hear all the stones rolling over, and hear the water rushing down. So Dad said, "Get on the field." That's a little bit high what the pathway is. So we got on the field and we stood there, and this rushing water, all in pitch dark. We had this rushing water coming down the pathway, the cart track that led down the cradle is, and that was terrifying too.
Where'd the water come from?
Oh, when we got up to Gatehouse, one of these bits of dirt hit the water tank.
Oh, I see.
And busted the bottom out of it. So that's where all the water came from. So we had several hundred gallons of water down there in a matter of seconds.
Yes.
And then Dad had a look in the stable up Gatehouse, and there's 5 horses in there.
Yeah.
And there's a huge hole in the roof. But the dirt that came down had landed between the 2 rows of horses, so the horses weren't hurt.
Yeah.
And then we had a look in the barn, and the barn was a lot of holes in it.
Yeah.
Then we went in to see Gordon Scott and Mr. Root, and there was a police ghost farm. There was nobody there at all. There wasn't a soul nowhere. They'd heard these pieces of dirt come down, and some hit the pot, splashed in the pond, and they thought that was the bombs.
Yes, of course.
So they walked up to the Rumbies Road,
Yeah.
on a bit higher ground.
Yeah.
And Mum and Dad, I must have been terrified, because we were as well, we children as well, you see, weren't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, we walked back down the Cradlers, but we didn't know where else to go.
No.
We walked down back to Cradlers, and we didn't sleep back not at all. That was a terrifying night.
Yeah.
And next morning...
But your house wasn't damaged?
No, it wasn't damaged,
No,
no. The next morning we got up, and they realised then what had happened. You know, we were scared to leave the house for 2 or 3 days. Really terrified. But the number of people that walked up in Coventry to look at this landmine crater, the crowds got up there.
Now, how big a hole did it blow? Any idea?
That was a huge hole. That must have been 200 foot across, I reckon.
Was it really? And how
That's-
deep?
That's still up there now.
And how deep?
Oh, I don't know how deep. I still got water to fish in it.
You were very lucky.
Yeah, well, that was about 12, 14 foot down from the top to where you hit the water.
Yeah.
Because when the German prisoners were up there thrashing, if it was a dirty job, they'd go across the mine crater and they'd make use of it. They'd strip off and they'd stand on the top and they'd dive right into it and they'd get rid of some of the dust. So they made use of their own mine crater.
Oh, well, so did you have many German prisoners of war working? No?
Yeah, if you want to see it, if you go up to, well, you can walk across the field to see it from Gatehouse. Yeah. And if you go around towards Mark's Old Rectory and you go down the road to the rectory, you'll see it on the far hill.
Oh.
And that's where it landed there.
I've never seen it.
Oh, that's a tremendous hole.
Now, were you the eldest of the children?
I was the 3, yes.
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 So were your brother and your sister, were they frightened?
Oh, we were all frightened.
Yes.
Mum and Dad was too.
Yes, yeah.
And then another morning when Dad got out of bed, he looked across the field and he saw 2 hares sitting up in the field.
Yeah.
We heard there were some bombs come down that night, you see, because we heard them come down, but we didn't know what happened to them. Yeah. And these 2 hares, he sat there in his field. They sort of sat up there like that. So after he got his horses in from the meadow, he walked across to see where the hares were. Yeah. And as he got near to them, he saw they didn't move. Yeah. And when he got there was an unexploded bomb. But that size.
Was it?
Yeah, there were 7 coming across there that night.
Oh.
They were big enough, so we, as boys, we used to lower ourselves down in the hole, put our arms like this. Yes. They were 16 foot down when they dug them out. Oh. And there was phosphorus bombs, and one of the bombs was called a bread basket. They used to come down. It was filled with individual incendiary bombs. Yes. They'd hit the ground, and explode, and they'd throw these bombs over 100 yards area. Yes. And a lot of them did catch a light. We saw them. But then we went the next morning.
They didn't do any harm being in the countryside.
Yeah, I was in the field, so they did no harm at all. Yeah. So we went the next morning, had a look around, and there was a lot of these bombs hadn't exploded. These incendiary bombs. Of course, you know those boys, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
We took them home. We took them home, and now we got our mates around there, and I still got the pair of stilts in the shed there now. We put them in the gate post and pulled the gate tight. Yeah. And then we unscrewed them with this pair of Stilsons. They're still in the shed there now. Then we tipped all the stuff out and had a fire. Yeah. And that was phosphorus. You couldn't look at it. It was just like brick welding. But we didn't realise what we were doing. No, no. We sort of enjoyed it. It was a bit of fun.
Yeah. So you were still going to Gosfield School then?
No, we went to the local school then.
Local school?
Church school.
Up church school?
Yes.
Up Stoneham Street?
That's right, yes.
Oh, I see, yeah. Oh, that's a bit more convenient.
Yeah, it was, yes.
Now, who was there? Do you remember the teachers there?
Mr. Hearn
Mm-hmm.
and Mrs. Hearn.
Mm-hmm.
They took the other tits away, so on account of the war, didn't they?
Oh, I don't know. Do they? Mm-hmm.
We had a Mr. Larkham there,
Mm-hmm.
but he went and he was a reservist,
Mm-hmm.
and he hadn't been gone long, and he was reported missing. He was killed in a bomb over Holland.
What do you remember about your school days? Did you enjoy your school days?
Well, not very much, because you sit there, I was in the middle of the war, and there was nothing to do.
No.
We never had no outside.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing we had outside was gardening,
Yes.
and that was for the benefit of Mr. Hearn, that was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's a cunning old beggar, because he used to put all the farm boys on the garden.
Yes.
Because they knew what they were doing, you see, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Some of the others had flower beds.
And where were the allotments then? Where did you garden?
They were at the back.
Behind the school.
Down towards where,
Mm-hmm.
what's the name? The name of
What was the surgery around there?
Linnets.
Mm-hmm.
They went down there, and they got our school gardens went down to there.
Yeah. And who had all the produce?
Mr. Hearn, he had all the produce.
Oh, you didn't have it yourself?
No. No, the gardening plots, the farm boys used to have them,
Yeah.
and the others used to have the flower beds and everything like that, and cut the lawns.
Did you have any sports? Did you play
No,
football?
We never had no sports.
Nothing at all?
No.
Nothing.
No. There's never there organised, you see, was there?
No.
Mrs. Turner, who looked the road there, she was another teacher down there,
Yeah.
and Mrs. Winnie.
So when you left school in 1943 or thereabouts, you worked helping on the farm.
Yeah, I went straight from school on the farm.
Yeah.
You see,
What did you do to entertain yourself? Did you go out at all?
we didn't get a lot of entertainment at all, you see, because we were badly needed on the farm, weren't we?
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
You see, there were very shortage of men. The German prisoners hadn't come in.
Did you have a bike?
Yeah, we bought our bike, and I'm still in the shed now.
Yeah.
I bought that off a bloke named Jack Gray, he lived up Turkey. I don't remember him.
No.
Yeah,
And how much that cost you?
£5.
Fuck, well, a lot of money.
It wasn't. I got a 3-speed on that.
And how much were you earning then?
No, $2.50 a week, I think.
$2.50. 2 weeks' wages.
Yeah, it was.
Got a lot of money. Yeah. You knew what you.
Yeah, I've still got in the shed there now. Same old bike.
You get your money's worth from it.
Yes.
Did you go to the cinema here?
Very occasionally, because you got a long way to walk from Cradle House down.
Oh
to
yeah.
the cinema.
Oh, I thought you might cycle down.
Well, the first kick over, so we didn't have any bikes, did we?
Mm-hmm. Now,
we had to walk down there every day to school. It took about 20 minutes, half an hour. And twice on a Sunday. You had to come down to the Baptist Church or the Salvation Army to start with. And then you used to come down and knock with Mum and Dad. The Salvation Army Hall used to be up here. You know it used to be there?
Yeah.
The Salvation Army Hall.
Did you get involved with the Home Guard or anything like that?
No, Dad was in Home Guard.
My dad was, yeah.
I wasn't old enough, you see, was I?
No.
I was only 15 when the war finished.
Yes, yeah. And did you remember any of the characters in town at that time, like?
Oh, yeah, like old times, I dropped the pudding, weren't there?
Yeah.
And Tommy Cheek.
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh yes, that's so like an old posh talker man. He used to sing his Lord. He used to sing his Lord Miracle.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He went to drop a pudding one day. He said, "Are you the boy that dropped the pudding?" He said, "You take this," and he hit him right side the head. What was his name?
Well, the chap they called Drop the Pudding. What was his name? Do you remember?
In that same as hers, Everett.
Oh, Everett. How did he get that name?
Because he did actually drop the pudding, apparently.
He did.
Yes.
What was it? Christmas pudding or something?
He did Romney's Road.
Oh yeah. Oh well.
On the machine.
Oh, well, you talked about Albert Cowell.
Albert Cowell is the one.
Albert Cowell.
Oh, Albert, yes.
He was in charge of the Home Guard. He was a sergeant in the Home Guard, wasn't he?
And
yes. I remember him.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a character.
Albert Cowell is a queer old character.
Yes.
I used to put him on the baler normally if I could, you see. And every time when it was dinner time, he'd always get out, he'd weigh on his hands and wash his hands. Very hygienic, he said, and very warm.
Yeah.
Always made me do that. Yes.
Oh well. Anyway, so you stayed on the farm until you were called up in the army, were you?
No, we worked on a farm with Colonel Hill, you see.
Yes, eh?
And
you were exempted, were you?
Well, we were treated the same as we were in the army.
Yes.
You were destined to work there.
Yeah.
You couldn't leave.
No.
You couldn't leave, and it wasn't until years and years after the war finished that we were able to leave.
Yes.
We were told to that job.
That's right. What was the old colonel like?
He could be a funny old cuss, but he could be a quite a sensible man sometimes.
Yes.
During the 1940 Christmas, we couldn't get sweets or anything, could we?
No.
And a Christmas afternoon, he came round and he got a bag of sweets for all the children on the farm. And he came, he delivered them himself.
Yes.
And I'll never forget that man doing that. So yeah, he's trying to sow a lot, didn't he, as well?
Was he actually in charge? Was he actually in charge of the farmers? I mean, was he the foreman or what?
No, Mr. Root was the foreman.
He made sure the work was done.
Oh yes.
The colonel didn't.
Oh, the colonel, he very often came around on his horse. Oh, he kept his finger on the pulse, sort of thing.
Yeah, well, it was rather interesting. I just think about the war years. Of course, the Americans made a big influence on the town,
Well,
didn't
they
they?
had tremendous impact up there. Yeah, tremendous impact.
Remember them being in town?
Yeah, I do. Oh, yes. Well, they used to come right past Crayleigh, you see.
Oh, of course, yeah.
To the lamb, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. That's
so
right.
we had. Well, when I got the chopper bikes, we had no trouble to get a bicycle.
No.
They used to roll across the meadows drunk and fall off them and leave them there.
Yeah.
And also hats. We had plenty of American Army hats. So they'd fall off and leave them lying in the mud. So
you weren't young enough to go up on some of the base parties at all. We used to have parties for the
we
children.
went on one base party. We had a special base party up there, and we were invited up there, and that's the only one we went to.
What did you get? What did they give you? Do you remember?
And do you know that was a wonderful trip? We had things up there we'd never seen before. We'd never seen peaches.
No.
And we had peaches up there.
Yes.
And a real lot of delicacies we had. And it's amazing where they got the food from.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were all strictly rationed, weren't we?
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Now, do you remember the other bombs falling on the town? The one that fell on the church?
Joe's remember the one falling on the church.
No.
She was in bed at the time.
Yeah.
I was on her birthday, 16th of September.
Yeah. You weren't called up at all?
No.
No. So how long did you stay on the farm?
We stayed on the farm, till I got married. Till after we got married.
Yeah. What year was that?
I've been
How old were you then?
I've been on the farm all my life.
Oh yes.
1940, 64, 60,
50.
54 we got married.
1954.
Yeah, we got married.
So you were 24 then?
Yeah, I lived down Crayleigh, you see.
Yes.
And we got a house next door to where Mr. Root used to live at Gatehouse. There's two houses in the farmhouse, you see. And they gave us a house up there.
Yeah.
Which was very, very handy, you see, because you ain't got to run away from the house, had you? That was a tight house behind you, but there. And that was home to start with.
Yeah.
And it was that cold too.
Yeah.
Cold, it was cold. The old farmhouse that was plaster on the outside.
Yes.
You had a cavity like that.
Yes.
Plaster on the inside.
Yes.
And you could hear the rats and the mice run up at night.
Yes. Yes.
So, and that was all holes.
Oh,
And we had some croner in the pantry. And that used to freeze solid and bust the bottles. Let you know how cold it was.
Now, which house was this?
That was our Gatehouse next door.
Gatehouse, yes. That's
Gatehouse
right.
farmhouse.
Yes. Yes.
And also we used to have pots under the bed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they used to freeze as well.
Go on.
So with the children, they know how cold it was up there.
And you had to take that all out in the morning, did you?
Yes, all day in the morning. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh. So where did you meet this young lady?
yes. She used to come down Cradlehouse.
Yes.
They used to do pea picking, didn't they?
Yeah.
And she went to Woolworths with my sister Olive.
Mm-hmm.
And they used to come down and pea pick about 4 o'clock Sunday morning
Yes.
to get some money.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd pea pick about dinner time, and then she used to come to the house for dinner, and then she'd go and lay in the meadow after dinner and go to sleep.
Oh.
And that's how we met up.
So, of course, the ladies always used to go pea picking, didn't they?
Yes, yes.
And
We used to get crowds up there Sunday pea picking.
you know, they used to start quite early, I believe.
About 4 o'clock in the morning when it was dark.
Yes. Yes.
His dad had to get out there with his horse and cart with all the bags
Yes.
to start with. And when he got there 4 o'clock in the morning, there was still people waiting for the bags in. Arthur Punter was one of them, him and his wife.
Mm-hmm.
They were always first in the pea field.
And how much they paid?
A shilling a bag it was.
Shilling a bag.
Yeah, shilling a bag.
And how many bags did the good lady pick?
Well, they used to pick about 2 or 3 then and come home.
Good.
They
Two or three.
weren't overpaid.
No, no.
They used to take over an hour to pick a bag of peas, you know.
Oh, well, yeah, that's right. And of course, often had the children with them as well.
Yeah, I did, yes.
Yeah, they were hard times.
They were hard times, you see, but when you got a shilling in those days, you appreciate it.
Oh yeah, that's
That was something.
That's right. That's right. Well, so what you eventually you got married. Then what? Did you still stay on the farm, or
Yeah,
did
we
you?
still went up gatehouse.
Yeah,
That's the reason he gave us a house, you see, so we settled on the farm.
yeah. No, of course, eventually you seem to have developed your own little business. When did that come about?
We worked on Gatehouse Farm until they hired it to Brian Plumley.
Uh-huh.
You remember Brian Plumley?
Yes,
there?
yes,
Yeah?
yes.
20 odd years ago now.
Yeah.
And he was a bit of a taskmaster.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 5 blokes on the farm and only one stayed.
Mm-hmm.
You see, he farmed at Fearing, didn't he?
Yeah.
And we all got a little idea what he was like.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole farm just sort of disintegrated.
Mm. So what happened then?
Mr. Dow took the farm over.
Mm-hmm.
First, he took it over, and they always said it was to square a bill up, that
Mm-hmm.
hill that got with Dows, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So Mr. Dow took the farm over to start with, and he had about 4 or 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I was foreman up there at the time. And he, when the debt was paid, they said, he let the farm go on the market again, and then Brian Plumley took it over.
I see.
And during that time, he wanted me to go to Earlscown Airdrome to work.
Yes.
So I went up there to work for a time.
And what were you doing up there?
Exactly the same.
No, exactly the same.
Yes,
yeah.
all farm work, yes.
Mm-hmm. General farm work.
Yeah, it's just the same, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And during that bitterly cold winter, with 19...
What,
50,
47 or wait on that?
50, around about 50,
41 years. Mm-hmm.
It was a cold winter.
Yes, there was one, yes.
On Earlscown Airdrome, there's no shelter at all.
No?
You get the north wind come across there, and you're the same height as you are on
Yes.
Earlscown
Yeah.
Church Tower.
Yeah. Airdromes are the worst places for
It was a terrible place. If you want to get under wind, you had to go down where the drains were.
Yes.
To get underground so the wind went across top. And I said to Morris, the foreman up there, I said, I'll help you get all your drilling done. I said, but I can't put up with another winter up here.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, that's fair enough. And he said, that's not the most pleasant place to work.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went over to Foyce's farm work.
Mm-hmm.
And I went from about £13 a week down to 30.
Oh,
That was a lot of difference. And we got this house as well, you see there.
yeah, so you went out and hired yourself out. Is that
I went to Foyce's farm work.
I see, yeah.
Spraying one thing or another.
Yeah, yeah.
Because during the meantime, we moved from Gatehouse, and a chap who used to do contract work up there, he said, Owen, you see, you've got to get out of Gatehouse because Brian Plummer's going to live there. He said, don't go in another tight house if you can help it. He said, find yourself, like this property. He said, be independent, don't be tied. And Mr. Dow, during that time, Mr. Dow, we had to come at the farmhouse, and I still work with Mr. Dow. And Mr. Dow, I told him what was going to happen, and we wanted £250 deposit. And didn't know Mr. Dow, he'd lent us £250 on this house.
Oh, did really?
So there's no such man to do that. That's how hard times were then. We hadn't got £250 for deposit on the house.
Oh, yeah.
That's how it was.
A lot of money. Yeah, it was.
Yes.
It was.
So then I went over to Foyce's farm work, and well, you worked all hours over there, you see.
Oh, yes.
You start at 5 o'clock in the morning.
You have to work. If you don't work, you don't earn.
No, you used to go all over Essex. And,
Yes.
and a lot of Suffolk.
How would you really?
And Hertfordshire as well.
And how did you travel there?
Oh, they always took us out in the mornings.
They took you there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see.
They'd pick us up in Coggeshall,
Yeah.
and we go to Fearing, and they give you all the job cards you got to do, and the farms you got to go and work on.
Yes.
And there'll be 3 of you in a van, and you'll go to Hertfordshire or somewhere like it. I was in
Yes.
Hertfordshire to start with. I've been to store for a while. I was all
That's
around
a long day, wasn't it?
there. Yeah, and they give you all the job cards, and you had to go and find your way to the different farms,
Yes.
find where the fields were, and then do your work, and then go to the next farm.
Yeah.
And then at night, you used to phone about 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I'm over at so and so, ready to be picked up.
Yeah.
You know, I should be there when you come pick me up, maybe at 8, 9 o'clock. And I've been at Littleport one night, 10 o'clock,
Oh.
and waiting to be picked up then.
Like 10 o'clock at night?
10 o'clock at night.
Cool. Heaven. What time did you start that day?
Well, we all started early. I've been in Bradwell on Sea at 5 o'clock in the morning, waiting for an airplane to come and do some spraying.
Cool.
Oh, you two long hours.
Yes. Yes.
And we had 7 weeks there, and I didn't have one day off. It was, we hardly, that's when we lost the children, or we lost the children then, you see. 7 weeks, early in the morning till late at night, you see, you hardly ever see the children when they were asleep.
So this general farm work you were doing, was that you were using tractors, or what were you doing?
Oh yeah, we had tractors.
Tractors, yeah.
Yes.
You were ploughing and
No, it's spraying most of the time.
spraying most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, spraying.
Yeah. No, not a very healthy job, that was it?
That wasn't a very healthy job, no.
No. No.
Now, there was money there, you see, but
Yeah.
we were fools to think we were getting a nice lot of money to help pay for the house, you see, but we hadn't done ourselves a lot of good, were we?
No, no. When did you stop that?
Well, in the early 60s or late 60s, Joe.
You say you did it about 10 years? Or?
Yeah, about 10 years, and they do land drainage as well, you see.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Well, Arthur Davis, he used to drive the big old crawler there and do all the mould draining with.
Yes.
And the poor boy got cancer.
Oh.
And they asked me, because I'd had a quarter tractor on the farm, you see, he said,
Yes.
would you like to take Arthur's job for a time? I said, what? Till he comes back? Fair enough. And poor Arthur, when he come back, he said, Owen, he said, I'm not going to have that call no more. He said, you want it now? He said, you keep on it. He said, if they want me to work, he said, I'll go with the crews, he said, and work with the rest of the boys. And that's what he done. Then the old tractor that was bad, very bad condition, and I asked him if I bought a crawler, couldn't I do the same work as I'm doing now? I said, you've got a contract to work out, why not order a contract at me? And that's how we started.
Where did you learn all your mechanical skills?
Well, as you went along.
You found out as you went along?
Well, when you're on a farm, you have to, you do anything.
Yes.
You're not like you are today, oh I can't do that because I'm not qualified. You always had to go at it.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're a very useful man, I should think.
Well, I said we learnt, you see.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, you go out in the field today with a tractor, I mean, anything goes wrong with it, you always try to do it yourself, do you? Well, we used to do it ourselves.
Now, after all you're working on there, did you go completely independent by yourself, or?
Yeah, I did, eventually. Yes, yes.
And what?
I don't contract work from them, you see, with their tractor. They used to do put all the pipes in and do all the rest of the work.
Yes.
And I used to come along and mow drain behind them.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got £3 an acre for that when I started.
Oh.
But I got on well, you see, they were pleased because they got somebody to do the work.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
I was pleased because it was all the work that I wanted.
Yes.
And actually that was a nice way to start.
Yeah, that's right.
You see, you didn't run about on their work.
That's
you
right.
didn't have to run about after money, you see, because they paid as well.
Yeah. Now, I know you're very involved with the church.
Yeah.
Was it the Baptist church originally?
Well, we started up with the Salvation Army.
Salvation Army?
Yes.
Oh, in Cockershall?
When they were up at church up Quay Street here.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, we used to go there and we used to walk down twice a day. And we used to go twice in a week as well.
And now you...
Because they tried to teach us to start a band in Cockershall. There was myself, and there was Cliffy Adams,
yeah, yeah.
There was Vic Everett.
So did you play an instrument?
Yes, I played the cornet.
You did?
Brother John played a euphonium, and Cliff Adams played a double bass.
Oh, good. So when did that we had quite a large band in the end? Or?
Well, I was just right at the beginning of the war.
Right begin the war, that was. Oh, you were still a boy then when you...
Oh yes.
I see.
And there used to be a man who used to work at Hugh Hall at Rivendell. You know Hugh Hall here?
Yeah.
Fairheads.
Yeah, yes.
He used to bike from there every Tuesday night to come and try and teach us boys music.
Yes.
As dedication that was.
It was indeed.
He was no Salvationist, and that was his dedication to come and try and teach us boys music. And I admire that man ever so much for doing that.
So how many in the band there was there?
There were 6, 7 more eventually.
Yeah.
He came over there and tried to teach us music, poor old boy.
Now, do you remember in the old carnivals in Cockershall? I mean,
oh yeah, we got some pictures of the old carnivals.
Yes.
The Baptist church when they used to have a carnival down there.
Yeah.
We had one in there with Joan and the whale, didn't we? Had on my trailer in the yard.
That's right. I think you had several on your
trailer. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. Yes.
Harry Rolton.
Yep.
And we had 7 more. I forget what others were. I know we had Joan and the whale because Harry built that over the front of the trailer. Yeah. And he had built a long tail over the back of the trailer. Yeah. And the children all sat inside it.
Oh, good fun. Good fun.
And they sang choruses and hymns on the way around.
Do you remember the village policeman then? I know, apart from my father, of course, but do you remember Mr. Lewis?
Yeah, no, yes. Yes. And there was 2 in there once, weren't there? What was their name? Lewis and what was the other one?
Well, I don't know. My father took over from him.
Yes.
And but there was one called Houselander, but he didn't,
Houselander, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
But he didn't come back to the police force.
No.
He left early.
Oh. Hey, one policeman there, if you were giving somebody a ride on your bike,
yes,
the carrier, and he saw you coming, he hid behind the telegraph post, wouldn't he? So you couldn't see him.
Yeah.
And as soon as he got the telegraph post, Stop.
What was his name? Yeah. What about the hunt? There used to be hunts.
Yeah, look, I used to hate the hunt come around because if you were ploughing, they'd go along the headland
Oh, yeah.
and they'd make all them holes, and then they expect you to go the next morning and plough, didn't they? And
Yeah.
it was just one mass of mud where they'd been.
God, Mrs. Hill was master, wasn't she?
Yeah,
of the
Mrs.
hunt?
Hill was, yes, yes. We couldn't do nothing about it, we just used to hate it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They'd go across the field of wheat and they'd be like a playing field when they're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't seem to mind.
No, no. She was a proper horsewoman, I understand.
Oh, she was, yes, yes.
And was she Irish?
I don't know, she's a funny old girl because when she died, she had her horse put down, didn't they? They died with her.
Did they really? Oh, I didn't
Lovely
know.
horse she had up there, and she had them all put down.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So I don't know what one of his calls that for.
Yeah. I used to have an old friend who lived up Nantes, Alf Reynolds. Did you ever come across him, Alf?
Oh, I knew I'd Alf Reynolds very well.
The Alf Reynolds, yes.
His daughter Gladys as well.
Yes.
He used to have an old goat.
Yes, right.
And
yes.
this old goat used to follow him all over the whole farm.
Yeah.
What goat?
I used to go and visit him and that old goat would come up and push itself against me and I didn't know quite what to do, whether to run away or stand still, you know.
Oh, that's a very friendly old thing.
Yeah.
I knew Alf Reynolds very well.
Yeah.
Another old boy by the name of George Ager.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to shake his head like this.
Oh.
And old Alf Reynolds got an old cockle up there.
Yeah.
And this old cockle, whenever I saw poor old George, that would go out and fly on his back and try to pick his head. That's a very cruel, brutal old thing that was.
Oh, extraordinary. Yeah. Extraordinary.
We used to knock it off with a fork. If we got a fork in the hand, but it didn't make no difference.
Yeah.
He was still determined to go. And
Extraordinary.
poor George just sit there and shake his head like that.
Oh, extraordinary. Did you ever get away on holiday with your family?
Yeah, we went to Helmsbury once and we had a job of harness and sugar beet, and that was all done piecework.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Joe's come and helped me,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a house up there beside Schools Hall.
Mm-hmm.
We had 2 acres of sugar beet up there,
Mm-hmm.
and we worked early in the morning and late at night, and we got these 2 acres of sugar beet done,
Mm-hmm.
and we had £17 for that, which
Oh,
we
wow.
thought was a tremendous amount of money.
They were
And we
extraordinary.
went to Helmsbury and had a holiday with all the children.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah.
Always remember that holiday.
Yeah. Oh, well.
We had a little bungalow up there.
Yes.
That was a very lovely place.
Oh, I never go on any excursions on the bus or the train.
No, I told on the bus, on the train was a Sunday school out in Dovercourt.
Yes. Where'd you go to?
Dovercourt.
Dovercourt, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They used to have carriage especially empty when they came to the Kelvin station.
yeah, yeah.
And that was for the Baptist Church Sunday
Oh,
School.
but it's by train.
Yes.
Oh, by train.
Yeah, by train, yeah.
And they reserve a special carriage for the
Yes,
for
it was
your
special,
group.
special for us.
How many went? Do you have any idea?
Oh, there was 60 more in Sunday school then.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
well,
6 or 70.
that's rather nice. And
We used to have a Sunday school anniversary down there, and there used to be one Sunday a year, and it was all dedicated to the children.
yeah.
And they had all the children actually sat on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole church, half the church was filled up with these children.
Yeah.
And we all sang different items and
Yeah.
music and solos and one thing and another.
Yeah.
That used to be a rare day,
Yeah.
it did. Sunday school anniversary it used to be.
Now
Harry Rotten used to organise that.
Now, which church was this? The Baptist
Baptist
Church?
Church, that's down there.
Because you knew Freddie Eagle very well, of course.
That's right, yes, yes. He
Yeah.
was the organist, wasn't
Yeah. Very wonderful old boy.
He was.
Yeah, very fine chap.
Yeah.
Now, would you get married at the Baptist Church?
he? Got Baptist out here, yes.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and Mr. Spalding, I don't know if you knew him, he used to come, he was a speaker down here, he used to come every Sunday morning. He used to put up from Bradford every Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And he was a speaker down here.
Yes.
He wasn't a minister,
Yeah.
he used to work in the Army Navy at Braintree all
Mhm.
during the week. You
Mhm.
knew the Army Navy there, did you?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
like that
I don't recall that.
Near the fountain.
Oh,
So you
Yeah.
sell all Army and Navy stuff, you see.
I don't remember that at all.
And we asked him, he's a wonderful man and a wonderful Christian man too.
Mm-hmm.
And we asked him if he'd like to marry us.
Yeah, yes.
He said, that's something I've never done in my life.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but he said, for you, he said, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was more nervous what we were, I think.
Where did you do your own reception, of course?
Yeah, we did in lecture hall up here.
At the lecture hall, yeah.
And that day there was no gas on,
Oh,
so it was bitterly cold.
oh yes. there was a bad year.
Yeah, we had no gas.
That was what was it? 64? Do you say?
64, yeah.
Then 64.
And we had lakes for the cars.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went into Pay Lake the following week, that was 12 shillings and sixpence.
Oh God. Bit different to now.
And I'd, Jim Turner's father, he drove it.
Mm.
He came up Gators and picked me up, you see, and he went to Hillborough and picked Jaggers up.
Now, do you remember any of the tradesmen in town? I mean, or shops?
Yeah, we used to have Backless. Do you remember Backless down here?
No. Where was that?
Next door to the Baptist Church here.
What?
The Red House they call it there, don't they?
Oh, yes.
And their garden comes up to our garden here, doesn't it?
Yes.
He used to come round and he'd always come down in the summertime, and we always did 40 gallons of paraffin.
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't get down in the winter time, you see, so he had to come down in the summertime, because he couldn't get a car down in the winter. Then the old car, the cart used to come round with the bread, but he'd come round the Rectory Road. He'd come in and walk down the middle with his bread.
What about milk? Did you get that off the farm? Milk at all?
Yeah, they had a milk off the farm.
Off the farm, on the farm.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had down house cows up there, so they used to play whole grade with the best milk, you see.
Yeah, yes.
And the farm workers had what was left over.
Well, they had their own cows, did they?
Oh, they had their own cows,
No.
yes.
No.
Yes.
What about in the town, the chemist shop? Who had the chemist shop then, do you remember?
Yeah, and Mr. Saunders, wasn't it?
Well, Saunders, he had that, but
Yeah.
before Pinky had it.
That's right, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it was
We had a
Saunders.
queue up there Saturday morning for saccharines, didn't you?
Yeah, no, because there was a greengrocers, there was Wainwich, wasn't there, Wainwich?
Wenridge, yes. Edward Charles Bonner.
Yeah.
And there's Mrs. Saunders
And,
there next
Saunders
to the
had
car.
one, yeah.
And 2 mowers.
Do you remember any other, were there any unusual, shall we say, mean people in the town, like tradespeople who were...
Yes, Jim Crow.
Oh, Jim Crow. Oh, yes, he was. I know about him, yes.
Yeah, one of the chaps up there, Jack Gray, who I bought this bicycle off of.
Yes.
He went in Jimmy Crow's, he wanted a jacket. So he had a look at his jacket hanging up his side, weren't they?
Yeah.
I wonder what the day would have got to be pinched.
Yeah.
So he saw the jacket hanging up there, and he looked at it, and he opened it up, and there was a price inside it. I don't know what it was anyway. So he said, Mr. Crow, he said, I look at that jacket. So he said, can I try it on? So Mr. Crow went and got the jacket, and then Jack tried it on, and he knew what the price was. But when he opened it up, the price there was no label inside it, and it had gone over £half a crown from the time he had hooked it to the time he bought the shop. So Jack Gray told Mr. Crow politely what to do with his jacket. But that's just Crow all over, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now, going back to the farming, you obviously helped with the harvest as well.
Oh, we had always help with the harvest.
The harvest. And you worked long hours on the harvest.
Yeah, we did. First thing in the morning, last thing at night.
Yes, that's right. And I believe you had a bit of a bonus usually after the harvest.
Yes, we did. Yes, we had a lot of overtime, you see, didn't we?
And I understand most of the farm workers bought themselves new pair of boots or something.
Yeah, did.
Yeah.
Also, we had extra rations at harvest too, you see.
Yeah, well, that's right. Oh, yes.
And Mr. Root used to swear.
Yeah.
He has to send a block of butter up there and a block of cheese. And he had to we had to cut it all up into
equal parts. Yeah.
The distributor, he did. He used to swear about that. That's almost impossible, he said, to do. So, yeah, two harvests up there, cutting all the corn up there, standing corn with a land girl.
Yeah.
Joan, her name.
You
with the binder.
You had a binder. You had a machine to cut it. You didn't have to hand cut it.
No, that was a binder.
Scythe it. No.
Yeah. I did all the cutting, you see, and then the rest of the farm used to come back and pick them up and stack them.
And the thrashing machine used to come.
Yeah, Bill Partridge used to come.
Oh yeah, caught partridge.
With his old thrashing engine.
Yeah.
And I got the picture. You remember old Phil Raven?
Yeah. Yes.
You got a picture of him, well, Joe.
In that book, yeah.
You can see him, and I got a picture of John, my brother John, on the drum, Bill Goodman, and Nobby Beckett, and Jack Barham, Annie Calvin, and George Sage. You remember him?
Now, the name rings a bell, but because I'm a newcomer, I didn't get here till 46.
Oh well,
I was called up.
Yeah, George worked up there a long while after 46.
Yeah.
George Sage.
Yeah.
He used to live along here, didn't he? Without bogey.
There we are. Yeah. Extraordinary.
And he came to the farm to work with us, but he is a poor old boy. He has drunk and he struggles drinking, gambling. And he was a very well educated man.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what topic you want to talk about, George knew more about what do you do.
Yeah.
He'd come in the morning, he'd say, I'm stratocumulus. He didn't say it was going to rain. And then a big black cloud come up, a stratonimbus. You could talk about anything. You could talk about the Bible, politics, and George was always far above any of us.
And he was just an ordinary farm worker.
He wasn't only farm work, but he had a very, well, when they owned half Coventry, didn't they, Sages?
Oh, I see, yeah.
And George, he was very well brought up. He had his own governors.
Oh, I see, oh,
yes,
I see.
Yes, he's very well learned man, was George.
Yes, yeah.
And he finished up there with next door to nothing, just to drink and gambling. He used to come up there in the mornings and he'd bring half a loaf of bread. He'd bring 2 or 3 packets of crisps, and that was his day. And if he wanted to drink, he'd get something at the water tank. That's what he was reduced to.
Yeah.
He hadn't got the money, so he used to waste it all, didn't he?
Did a lot of the farmers used to brew their own beer? They didn't brew any beer up at Holfield Grange, did they?
No, my dad used to brew his own beer.
He did, yeah.
Because they could come and stop it, you say, oh, he used to brew their own beer there.
Yes.
And he brought the beer down to Cradle as the barrel.
Mm.
But he always made a nice double wine, you know, Dad.
Yes.
Right at the time he more or less retired.
What sort of wine did he?
He'd go around the market
Yeah.
and he'd pick up all they used to give them to him, all the oranges that were sort of
Oh.
they couldn't sell, and the grapefruit they couldn't sell, and the lemons they couldn't sell, because they would get a bit of mould or something on them.
That's right. Yeah.
He'd take them all home, he'd put them in his bath, and he'd half fill the bath, and he'd leave them in there until there was a complete coat of mould all over the whole lot of it. And do you know, he used to make the lovely dry wine. They used to come in there just like whiskey.
So he didn't use hot water, just
put in the cold water.
cold water.
Yeah. What do you do? I don't know. We tried to make it. We can't make it.
No, he knew.
You get lovely orange wine. That's a wonderful drink.
When your mum did her, I suppose, weekly wash like most ladies.
Yes,
you
you did.
big old copper with fire,
Yes.
for a wood fire.
Wood fire underneath.
Copper, yeah.
Because when we were boys, we had to get up and fiddle the copper for her.
Yes.
And when we used to put the fences over in the meadows to keep the cattle in, all the rotten ones,
Yeah.
we used to bring them up and put them under the copper. They were so long, you see, you push them under the copper, couldn't you?
No.
And then when they're partly burned, push them under again.
Yeah.
That was our job, to fill the copper and get the fire going, so when Mum wanted to start, the water was boiling. We had done that before we went to school.
Yeah, very hard work. I remember Mother doing the same. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that didn't hurt
The
us.
old copper stick turning things over.
You see, we were never bored.
Yeah.
People say they're bored today, but there's no need to be bored.
You haven't
We were
got
never bored.
time. You haven't got
No,
time.
we ain't got time to be bored.
Then you used to soak the things in blue rinsed water.
Yeah, that's right. All blue come
Blue
finished.
rinse.
And Thursday was always bedroom day.
Yeah.
When we got home dinner time, that was our job and Dad's job to shake all the mats. You'd pile them at the window
Yeah, yeah.
and let them fall on the ground outside. It was dry, of course.
Yeah.
And it was our job to shake all these mats before we went back to work after dinner.
Yeah.
And Mum used to take my stairs, or we used to take my stairs for, and that was bedroom day. They worked like that, didn't they?
Yeah, oh, that's good. And how old was your mum when she died?
We had 63, she was very old.
Yes. Worn out, I imagine.
Yeah, she was very old, poor old girl. Well, they worked too hard, didn't they, in them days?
That's right. I'll just pause there for a moment, carry on a bit more. Was there any changes after the war years, what you can remember? I mean, you were only a boy before the war, but after the war, did you notice any dramatic changes at all?
A tremendous change. There's a tremendous change in farming.
Mm-hmm.
You see, during the war, you couldn't get a tractor.
No.
But after the war, you see, if you had 100 acres, you had a tractor for 100 acres. You didn't get the choice of one. They gave the tractor for these 100 acres. And then you see, you had 200 acres, you had a bigger tractor.
Yeah.
Well, up Gatehouse, 1948, we had 600 odd acres there, you see.
Yes.
And they entitled to the D4, a Caterpillar D4.
Yeah.
And they stayed in the shed there in the bottom here now.
Yes.
And our colonel asked me if I would drive it.
Yeah. Yes.
He came across there one day and said, Martin, he said, we've got a D4 coming. He said, now I've had a word with your boots.
Yeah.
He was a foreman. He said, and we think you'll be the best man to drive it.
Yeah.
He said, we should like somebody to look after it. He said, and if you look after it, he said, it'll be your tractor, nobody else interfere with it.
Yeah.
He said, we want somebody to take care of it. He said, £1,100. That's in 1948.
Yes.
That's a lot of money in them days for a tractor.
It was. Did you allow anybody else to drive it?
Oh well, Charlestown, not very often.
No.
That was my tractor, you see.
That was your tractor.
And those days, you see, if you were horse on the farm, you had your horses, didn't you?
That's right.
And they served me the same, you see.
Yes.
That was your tractor. You looked after it. That's your tractor. Nobody else can interfere with it.
Of course, I suppose they had horses mainly during the war years.
Oh, we had 8 horses up there.
8 horses.
8 horses, yeah. Two old tractors.
Then after the war, the horses were gradually retired, I suppose.
I'll give Colonel his due. He didn't kill them.
No.
He waited till they died.
Mm-hmm.
He kept them till they died.
Mm-hmm.
He was a horseman himself, wasn't he?
Oh yes, yes.
Because during the First World War, it was his job to go in and collect up these farm horses, wasn't it?
Yes, they did.
So I'll give him his due there. He was a sort of kind man because over at Godrops there, they got rid of all the horses one weekend when the horseman left them, didn't he?
Yeah.
He left his horse on the Saturday when he went away on Monday morning, they'd all gone. They'd been killed. It was a rather very cruel thing to do, I reckon.
Yeah. Oh, and of course, well, we all know how things progress slowly. I mean, like electric light came along.
Yes.
When did you move from Cradle? When you got married?
Yeah, we moved Cradle and got married.
And you moved to where, East Street?
No, we moved up to Gatehouse Farm.
Gatehouse, and did you have electric light there?
Well, we didn't when we first got there.
We did with that, yeah.
No, and he employed a contractor to come in.
Yeah.
And put because we had lights on the farm and lights on the tractor shed, and we used to go home and look at the paraffin lamp.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what more the farm what I did the workers.
Yeah, that's right.
So Mr. Dow, he employed a man to put some poles across.
Yes.
To carry the lights to the farmhouse and one thing or another.
Yeah.
And we had it one night. But the next night, one of the poles had fallen over because the chap, instead of digging a hole to put them in deep, he'd cut the bottom off the poles. so the poles were all laid over like that. So we had to start again. So we had another week or two of them without lights, but we had electric light for one night.
Was he too lazy to put them in? Was he?
He was, yes.
Oh, was he a local man?
I don't know who he was.
I know.
But I don't think he got the more work up there anyway.
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so.
No, he cut the bottom. They didn't realise how he cut the bottoms off his head. They took the bottoms away. They looked at it when he left them because they were standing up.
Now, do you remember the end of the war? Any celebrations that took place?
Oh yes, yeah. I'll tell you right now on the spot where we were told.
Yeah.
Mr. Rook came around one day. He said, "Owen," we talked to all of us. He said, "The war's over." He said, "And you've got to have a day off tomorrow."
Oh.
And I can tell you where we were fashioned. There's no ash tree stand just below the gate. It was still there now, and we were fashioned right beside that. He said, "What's the time?" He said, "You know, Mr. Rudis, what's the time?" He said, "Must I get on with the job?" Anyway, we all had a day off that day.
Do you remember the celebrations in the town at all?
Oh yeah, we come in a celebration town then, yes.
What did they do? Do you remember?
At a farm, Market Hill, didn't they?
How far?
Yeah, they shouldn't have, but they people didn't care then, did they? You see, life was a complete change after wars. Everybody was so free and happy, weren't they? They didn't care what they'd done.
Yes, and of course the air base.
So
what's the most awkward job you've had to do? Can you remember?
Yeah, tree stumps as well, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, he used to blow tree stumps down.
yeah.
Yeah, there's no awkward jobs there as well.
Can you still do that? You still got a permit?
I haven't got a licence now.
Not licensed now.
No. It costs too much to
where did you learn that trade?
An old boy used to come in called Van Ash. I know you didn't know him, did you?
Mm-hmm.
He was an old army bloke.
Yeah.
And he came in and blew some tree stumps, and I thought, well, I'd like to do that. Well, he said, "You can," he says.
Mm-hmm.
And it took about 6 months to get a licence.
Yes.
Because they go all through your history, you know.
Oh, yes.
Mum and Dad's history, and if there's anything wrong in the family with brothers or sisters, it all comes in against you. Anyway, I eventually got a licence, and I started from there.
What did you use? Gunpowder? What did you?
Jellomax.
Yes.
Jellomax with a little detonator, electric.
An electric
detonator.
start fibre. Mm-hmm. You did have some practice. Where did you practice?
Oh, you see, I don't know where you practice. You're in fields, you said. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's true. Wait, you were nervous the first time, weren't you?
Oh, I was, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had some near ones over there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Blowing some steps at Crescent one day, and a woman got a washing on the line, and a bit of mud went up, and it slid right down beside her washing. It made a streak all the way down inside her washing. She came and claimed for it though.
We had to be insured, I imagine.
Oh, it was well insured.
Yeah.
He insured £5 million.
Yeah. Oh well. That's interesting.
another bloke was worked down not far from Walton, and I was 1 field away from his house, and he took advantage of the situation, I'm afraid. He got his house there, that's the only house down there, and after I'd been blowing 3 stops there, you know, 2 or 3 hours, he came across there, he said, "You've caused problems on my property." One of these rare blokes what knows everything, you know. He said, "You come and have a look." So I went and had a look, and he got a crack right there side of his chimney. And that was all one mass of tar stuff where he'd burnt a lot of wood. Well, I mean, he didn't do that in that day, did he?
No.
Anyway, he claimed for it.
Did he?
Yeah, he did, yes. Yeah.
Cheeky so.
And there was a road between where I was blowing and where he was doing, so I know the Thames thing would go across the road. But he claimed for it. See, well, he ain't got a leg to stand on, really, had he?
Do you remember the other farmers around here?
Oh, I knew a real lot of farmers around here. Right the way down to Peter Philpott, down at the Barley Lands.
Yes.
All along...
apart from the Fairleys, there was the Bell.
Oh yeah, went to the Fairleys, yes.
Bell.
We used to go right from the Thames, on the banks of the Thames, and we spent a lot of time in the Barter shoe factory. You know anything about that, do you?
No, I don't. I know what you mean, but I'm not...
When
you don't see them now, do you?
When you go over the railway line, that's just like going to a different country. All that belongs to the Barters. That was all marshland when he first went down there. He was another Billy Butler. He took over all the marshland and he built the whole complete estate down there. All the houses, all the factories, had their own church, had their own school, had their own pub. And when we worked down there, we had the opportunity to go to their canteen, where we got a cheaper meal we hadn't done anywhere else.
What sort of work were you doing? Were you working for the factory?
No, we weren't land draining or Fysons. We drained all that estate, right down beside the Thames. And
you did that, did you?
I did a long war down there, yes.
What, with the moles and things?
Yeah, mould drain, yes. The boys, they were clearing, leveling the hedges up, you see, then they put the drains in, and I come behind with the mould drainer.
And how many acres was that, any idea?
Well, several thousand acres I reckon down there. That's 5, 6.
That was a big job.
That was a big job.
And how long did that take?
Oh, I was there weeks and weeks. That's a long way to go every day.
Well, it is really. Yeah.
But you see, we used to go in the van with the
You used to
crew.
leave the equipment there, I suppose.
Yeah, just leave down there all the time. Yeah.
You're obviously very interested in agricultural equipment. Do you go to any rallies and things?
Oh, we always go to rallies.
You do?
Yes.
And do you take a tractor yourself?
Always take a tractor, yes. Or nearly always take a tractor.
No. How many have you got?
5.
5?
2 Fergusons, 1 Case, 1 Ferguson, and I got my old Caterpillar. That's the family heirloom, it is.
And do you take the one of them with you, do you? Or you take one?
We took one Sunday over to Penmarsh and done some ploughing over there.
You do ploughing. You go ploughing competitions, do you?
It wasn't a competition. That was a fairly easy day.
Yeah.
If you wanted to come, you could come and nobody would laugh at you.
Yeah.
If you made a mess, nobody would laugh at you. You made as much mess as you like, nobody worried.
I just want to see the tractor working.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's put on, you see, for people like yourself to come and have a look at.
Yeah.
And then Sunday week is a grease the green plough match.
Yes.
But that's very prim and proper there. You've got to keep your shoes clean and one thing or another. You're not allowed to talk to anybody really, in case they give us any information. I go there, but
Have you got any ambitions to do anything more with you're quite content?
I'm quite content now.
Yeah,
I don't want to buy any more tractors.
Don't go buy any more tractors.
That's only making a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And you don't want that this time of life.
Oh, by the way, do you own a car?
Yeah, we got the old Austin. I bought that. That's 1956.
Oh, 56.
We bought that about 40 odd years ago.
Yeah.
And last Saturday we went up to Luton to see my brother in it.
Oh, yes.
I still go and I still faithful I'll go.
And
that's the first car I ever bought. In fact, it's the only car I ever bought.
And you keep that, maintain that yourself?
Oh yes. That's so simple, you see, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
That's over 50 years old now.
Yeah.
I went and had a test about a fort in the garden. I went straight to the test, no trouble at all. Other cars there were much newer than that. I said, we can't do much with that one. All rust.
Now, I believe you've got some photographs here, have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
They called them
I understand the clock on the wall behind me belonged to your grandmother.
Yes. The church clock used to run the whole village.
Yes.
They all set the clocks by the church clock.
Yeah.
That was a good thing really, because everybody was on time then, weren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
You got one time. There's no grandmother's cottage, the front entrance, front view. And that's grandmother's cottage, the back entrance. And that's inside with the clock. And that's grandma. And that's
Now,
alright. When you went upstairs to bed, you went upstairs and you had to climb over the beams to get into your the other bedroom. And you'd always hear the sparrows twittering in the morning in the thatch. Dad, my dad, and that's me with the horse.
what was that one again?
That's brother John and my father. And little Alice Chalmers, B tractor. And that one's taking the same place, look, you see the bar in the background. And that's George Sates and Kit Cowan planting potatoes again. So my mother sitting on an old Fordson, and Dad with the grass mower on the back, cutting the grass.
Great little house, yes.
Of course, it's all changed now as you know, isn't it? That's nowhere near like that now. There's James and myself sit beside the fireplace down in Cradle House.